Hi, my name is Courtney Walton. I'm from Newark, Delaware. I was a sophomore in high school. This is 2002, and my family and I were driving back from my cousin's basketball game. It was my father, my mom, my aunt, my brother, and I, and we were, it's a long car ride, so we were listening to music. I've always been a fan of music, so I was the one in charge of, putting on what we were listening to. Being 2002, we had Christina Aguilera's Stripped album had just recently come out, and we were listening to that. We got to one of the songs, Beautiful, and I just remember like this moment where my dad, brought up how good of a singer she was and that he really liked the song, but he also referenced the video that had come out a few weeks prior, and I guess he saw it, and in the video there happened to be two guys kissing in the video. He was like, yeah, it was a really good song, but then she had two guys kissing in it. Yuck. And there I am in the back seat just being like, oh, wait a minute, what? Back then, being 15 years old and still not really coming to terms with, my sexuality, I really didn't speak up for myself then. So it kind of just made me be like, oh, wait a minute, will they be okay with me being gay? I don't know. And then I remember being 26 and I really just wanted to finally get it out there and come out to my family. At this point, I was out to all my friends, coworkers, but my immediate family were going to be the last ones to know. So I gathered them all together in a room one night. I remember just being super nervous but just ready to get it off my chest. And I finally told them, like, hey, I'm gay. Just want you guys to know, since, I'm 26 years old and I want to feel closer to you guys, and this is a huge part of my life. They were like, yeah, we already knew. You haven't brought a girl home in 25 years. My family were like, well, why did you wait so long to tell us? And I looked at my dad and I explained to him, I was like, yeah, Dad, you made a remark about how she had two guys in the video kissing and you said yuck. He was like, I don't remember that happening. And I was like, yeah, like you probably didn't mean anything by it, but for me, it was my entire world. And, that's the reason why it did take so long, because I didn't know. And there wasn't too much resistance, but I think they just slowly understood and they apologized and were like, I'm sorry that, we ever made you feel that way. And, I was one of those moments where I was just finally happy to get that off my chest and let them know how I was feeling. Fast forward a couple years, it's 2018 now, and I'm getting ready to see Christina Aguilera for the second time. I saw her once back in 2007, but I was still in the closet, and it's just a different experience when you're finally out and proud. We go to Atlantic City to see Christina Aguilera, and I'm there with my boyfriend, and it's one of these moments that I'm just so excited for. She gets on stage to do her encore. One of the songs is Beautiful, and everything just kind of came full circle for me. Representation definitely matters, and had this, straight woman, not put these two gay guys in a video kissing, I never would have seen that. I never would have felt included. My dad never would have seen it, and we never actually would have had that moment that has, led me to where I am today. And I think it's important that, our allies, whether it's your family, your friends, just, be aware of, what you're saying. That small flippant comment could, change their life drastically. And I think it's just important to be aware, and also important for, I wasn't the only one in the car. It was, my mom, my brother, my aunt. It's also important to, be an ally, stand up if you hear something that isn't right. So, yeah.